All right, let's talk co-teaching. If you're a school leader, you already know it's a powerful idea. But how do you get it to move from just a concept on paper to something that actually thrives in your classrooms? Well, that's where you come in. It takes an architect. So today, we're going to skip the basics and give you the leader's blueprint for building a real co-teaching powerhouse.
You've seen it, right? You put two teachers in one room and you just hope for the best. But let's be honest, hoping for magic isn't a strategy, it's a gamble. And our students deserve better than a gamble. So, if just having two bodies in the room isn't enough, then what is? What does truly effective co-teaching even look like?
It looks like this. This is the goal, an instructional partnership of equals. That's the keyword. As the leader, your number one job is to build a system where this definition isn't just a poster on the wall, but a daily reality. A reality where two experts genuinely share the load for planning, for teaching, and for assessing every single student.
So where do we even begin? Well, just like any big building project, you don't start with the bricks and mortar. You start with a solid foundation. This is all about getting the philosophy and the environment right before you even touch the master schedule.
And that foundation, it really rests on two huge pillars. First, having a crystal clear vision for what co-teaching is and what it isn't. And second, creating a school-wide culture that doesn't just tolerate collaboration, but actually celebrates it. Let's break those down. First up, vision. And how you frame this is absolutely crucial. You have to position co-teaching as a top-tier best practice for all students, not just a remedial service. When you write it into your school improvement plan, when you say it out loud over and over again, that both teachers are instructional equals, you elevate the whole practice. It goes from being an obligation to a genuine opportunity. Of course, that vision is only as good as the culture that holds it up. Your role here is to be the chief storyteller. That means you're the one publicly celebrating your awesome teams, sharing their wins far and wide. But maybe even more important, you have to build a safe space where it's okay to co-own the struggles, to try something new and maybe even fail together. That psychological safety, that's the soil where real collaboration grows. Okay, so our foundation is poured. Now it's time to actually build the structure. This is where we shift from the why to the how. We're designing the practical, non-negotiable systems that make great co-teaching not just possible, but probable. And what's so important here is seeing the direct line between your actions and the impact they have. This isn't just about logistics, it's about intentional design. When you're the one who strategically pairs teachers based on their strengths, when you fiercely protect their co-planning time in that master schedule, you are literally building the structure that allows magic to happen. And when you look at it side by side like this, wow. The difference is just stark, isn't it? Strategic pairing is proactive. It's an investment. Shoving two people together at the last minute because the schedule works, that's reactive, and it almost always leads to disjointed, clunky instruction. This choice, right here, is one of your most critical design decisions as the architect. And you know, even the best partners need the right tools to do their job. Your mission is to remove all the friction. That means simple things like setting up shared Google folders, providing useful templates, maybe even introducing some cool time-saving AI tools for planning. The whole goal is to make collaboration seamless, so they can put their brainpower into teaching, not into logistics. So, we've laid the foundation and we've built the structure. But the best buildings aren't just static monuments, right? They're living, breathing systems. This final phase is all about fueling the engine, creating a dynamic, constant cycle of learning and getting better every single day. Co-teaching expertise doesn't just appear out of nowhere. You have to build it intentionally, and that means providing targeted, ongoing professional learning. I'm not talking about a one-off workshop. I mean deep dives into the 6 co-teaching models, real strategies for inclusive instruction, and, so importantly, giving teachers a chance to see it in action through walkthroughs and supportive coaching. I love this quote. It just perfectly captures the spirit of this whole stage. The work is never really done. The goal isn't to be perfect. The goal is to constantly refine. And to refine, you need a steady stream of good information. Which leads us to a really important question. If we're going to refine, we need feedback. But what are we even looking for? How do you measure the effectiveness of a partnership in a way that's actually helpful and not just judgmental? Well, the answer is you have to build feedback right into the system itself.
It has to be part of the routine. This means scheduling regular check-ins. It means using observation tools that were actually designed for co-teaching, not for a one-teacher classroom. And it means creating space for real reflection through things like coaching cycles.
And of course, getting all that feedback is useless if it doesn't lead to action. You're sitting at the control panel, you're looking at student achievement data, you're listening to what teachers and students are telling you. The most important thing here is to stay flexible. Be willing to tweak the pairings, adjust the schedule, or change up the support you're providing based on what the data and your people are telling you. So let's pull all of this together. Through this entire process, from the big vision all the way down to the daily practice, there's one common thread: your role as the leader. You are the architect. So here it is, your blueprint, the big takeaway. It all starts with step 1, set the vision and culture. That's your why. Then you move to step 2, build the system and structures. That's your how, the pairings, the schedules, the resources. And finally, you never stop with step 3, drive continuous improvement, making sure the system is always learning and getting better through feedback. Don't ever underestimate your power in this. Your vision, your choices, your day-to-day commitment, they are what determine whether co-teaching in your school is just 2 people sharing a room or if it becomes a true instructional powerhouse that changes kids' lives. So I'll just leave you with this thought. Every single decision you make from here on out is another sentence in your school's co-teaching story. What will your next chapter say about the structures you built and the partnerships you empowered? Thanks for joining me.